Hello everyone. So for today's discussion, I have chosen a topic which is an international relations topic, and it is India-China disputes. Now I'm going to share some of the historical facts and what are the reasons for the current standoff and what are the frameworks which has to be followed when these kind of issues happen, and is the Sino-Indian War likely or unlikely, and the way forward. So stay with me till the end. So the border tensions between India and China came to the forefront once again following the standoff between India and China in the North Sikkim and Ladakh region of line of actual control. The line of actual control is a demarcation that separates Chinese controlled territories from Indian controlled territories. According to India, the line of actual control is 3,488 kilometers long, but according to China, it is just 2,000 kilometers long. And so, what I'm trying to say is that there is no mutually agreed line of actual control, and it is not at all clearly demarcated. So, this line of actual control is basically divided into three sectors: Western sector, Middle sector, and Eastern sector. Now with the help of a map I'll show you these areas. So this is basically the Western sector, which covers our Ladakh region, and the border here is 1597 kilometers long. The border tensions in Western sector is because of Johnson Line, which was proposed by British in 1860s, and this line put the Aksai Chin area in the then princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. India used this Johnson Line and claimed Aksai Chin as its own, but China didn't recognize this line, and it accepted another line which was known as McDonald Line. This McDonald Line put this Aksai Chin area in the Chinese control. So basically the western sector witnesses the highest transgressions between the two sides, and the middle sector is a minor one. It includes Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand region, and the border here is just 545 kilometers long. And India and China have also exchanged maps for this area, and they have broadly agreed on the border. So this is the least controversial border area between India and China. The third sector is the eastern sector. It includes North Sikkim region and Arunachal Pradesh region, and this border is 1346 kilometers long. So the border dispute in this region is because of McMahon Line, which was decided in 1914 in a meeting between representatives of China, India, and Tibet. The Chinese representatives were the one who started the agreement, but they later refused this line, and basically it led to the tension between all the interested parties. So these are the three sectors in which basically Chinese transgressions happen. So what is this Chinese transgression? What exactly is Chinese transgression? A Chinese transgression across the border is recorded once the Indian border forces in an area, be it army or Indo-Tibetan border police, are reasonably certain that Chinese soldiers has crossed over to the Indian side of the line of actual control. So when the Chinese soldiers crossed over the line of actual control, it basically means Chinese transgressions. So what happened was, in the first week of May, first let me show you the current status of the western sector area. So basically this is the current status of western sector area. This is the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. This is the line of control which separates Indian controlled territories from Pakistan controlled territories. This is the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and this is the Gilgit-Baltistan region, which is under Pakistan control since November 1949 but is claimed by India. And this is the area ceded to China by Pakistan in 1964 war between India and Pakistan. And this is the Aksai Chin region where all the current standoff is happening, and this region was captured by China in the 1962 Sino-Indian War. So in the first week of May, there have been some clashes between the Indian and Chinese soldiers at the Pangong Tso Lake area. This is the area where the Chinese transgression happened, and after that there have been clashes in Galwan Valley region and also many of the other areas in the Aksai Chin border between the Ladakh side and the Chinese side of the border. So we all are aware about the clashes that happened in the Galwan Valley region on 15th of June, in which 20 of the Indian soldiers were martyred, and according to reports 40 Chinese soldiers died. So these transgressions of Chinese soldiers in this area basically led to the high tensions between both the armies. So what are the reasons for the current standoff? Why all this is happening? Reasons. The first reason would be the infrastructure development in the line of actual control. Now in the past decade, India had worked hard to strengthen its position on the border and its presence along the line of actual control. India is close to completing a major upgrade of border roads, including a strategic military use road, which is known as DBO road. This DBO is basically Daulat Beg Oldi region. Daulat Beg Oldi region. This road was completed in 2019, and it greatly facilitates the lateral movement of Indian forces along the western sector, reducing travel time by 40%. So this has basically made Chinese side insecure, and they didn't want this development happening on the Indian side, and this is basically one of the main reasons why these tensions are happening. Now the second reason is Shadow of Doklam episode. Now what is this Doklam episode? We all are aware about the standoff which happened in 2017 between Indian and Chinese side in the Doklam region of Bhutan. So basically India started an operation known as Operation Juniper. So in 2017, the Indian Army executed Operation Juniper and positioned armed troops in the Doklam area of Bhutan. So the mobilization was intended to deter a team of Chinese People Liberation Army soldiers for constructing a road that would have given the Chinese access to Indian territory. Basically, this is a small region which connects the northeastern part of our country to the rest of our country. This is a narrow corridor which is known as Chicken's Neck. So in 2017, what happened was, in Doklam region, Chinese soldiers started constructing road which would have given them the direct access to this pass, and it would have been a big problem for Indian side, because this is the only pass which connects the northeastern region of our country to the rest of our India. So our army started this Operation Juniper, and they basically forced the Chinese side to stop the road construction and back off to their own side. So this could be the second reason why this is happening. The third reason would be the reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir, which happened last year. Reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, the fourth reason would be the global backlash which China is facing because of the ongoing pandemic of COVID-19. So this this global backlash has caused a reputational damage to the Chinese government in their own land, and they are looking for a way to get that reputation back, and so they are basically focusing on more aggressive way of doing things. And the fifth reason would be the signs of new Chinese aggressiveness. This includes basically the new security law Beijing has enacted to control Hong Kong, the new language on Taiwanese reunification used during the May 2020 National People's Congress plenary session in Beijing, and the last reason would be the growing Indian US bonhomie. Now, China considers US as its primary security threat, and the growing friendly relations between India and US is basically giving reasons to China to become more aggressive towards Indian policy, so that they back off from the relations they have from the United States. So these are the reasons which led to the standoff between the Indian and Chinese soldiers. So let's talk about the settlement mechanism and basic frameworks which are in place when these kind of issue happens. So the first is the 1993 agreement. There's basically a series of 5 agreements between India and China. So the first one is 1993 agreement on the maintenance of peace and tranquility along the line of actual control. The second is 1996 agreement on confidence building measures in the military field along the line of actual control. According to this agreement, the Chinese and Indian soldiers are not allowed to have weapons and arms in the border region of line of actual control in Aksai Chin. So what happened in the Galwan Valley region was both the sides didn't have any arms and weapons when the clash happened, and basically the Chinese soldiers used crude weapons, which is basically the nail studded iron rods and baseball bats and all that stuff. The Chinese soldiers used crude weapons to attack Indian soldiers at night. So this is because of this agreement. The third agreement would be 2005 protocol on modalities for the implementation of this agreement. The fourth would be 2012 agreement on the establishment of a working mechanism for consultation and coordination on Indian-China border affairs. And the last agreement would be the 2013 Border Defense Cooperation Agreement. So basically these are the mechanisms and these are the agreements which allows both the sides to carry out a dialogue, and basically these agreements provide an unlike chance of a war to happen. So is the Sino-Indian War likely or unlikely? According to me, the war is very unlikely because of the nature of dispute which is happening right now. The dispute is basically not an ideological one, and it's basically a military related dispute. So the war is very much unlikely to happen because of the nature of the dispute. The second would be the willingness for diplomatic engagement. Which means that both the sides are ready for a dialogue and both the sides are willing for a diplomatic talk, and basically this is the reason why the war is unlikely to happen. The third point would be material cost incurred by both the countries. So during this ongoing pandemic, it is already very heavy on both the countries to carry out the health infrastructure and all the bearable cost of the COVID-19 pandemic. So a war in this time would be the last option for both the countries to follow. So basically because of all these reasons, it is very unlikely that the war would happen. Now what is the way forward for both the countries? Way forward. So the immediate priority for both the sides to use existing channels and step back. Both the countries need to use immediate channels and step back, and as of today, according to the news that came today, the Chinese army in the Galwan Valley region where the clash happened has moved back 2 kilometers from that region. So that's a positive. They have already backed off, and they have basically gone 2 kilometers back to their own territory. The second reason would be the second point would be for moving forward is the direct military to military talk. There should be direct military to military talk, and the relevant issues should be discussed between the high level commanders of both the militaries. So the third would be India and China should grasp these situations and clear the air between the line of actual control. Like they could basically use this situation and clearly define the line of actual control, which is still not defined clearly. So the clarifying the line of actual control may even provide a fresh impetus to the stalled boundary talks between both the countries. So these are the way forwards, and only a settlement will end the shadow boxing on the line of actual control with both countries in the midst of an ongoing pandemic, and the time to push for a settlement to a distracting protected dispute is now. So basically a dialogue and stepping back to their own territories and defining line of actual control is the way forward to end this dispute once and for all. So that's it from my side. I hope you guys liked the video and you found it informative. So If you guys like the video, please like, comment, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.